Hey everybody, it's Kirkpatrick with Life 180, and today I want to talk about how to improve your credit score. Now, about 4 or 5 years ago, I wrote a thing called the Life 180 Credit Cheat Sheet, and I just was kind of going through all my old content. I stumbled across this, and I was like, wow, you know what? With everything that's going on in the world, with COVID, with just the economics of the economy and the environment that we're living in, and I think a lot of people are kind of dealing with a lot of debt, a lot of uncertainty. This is something that I thought would be great in people's hands. And so, honestly, I just wanted to be able to give it to people. I wanted to be able to give it to you for free. And so, I'm going to create a process. You can actually look down below. I'm going to go through the sheet a little bit, just kind of talk about some of the different things. But ultimately, I wanted to kind of give an offering to people. I used to include this in a program that I used to sell. And now I'm just going to give it to you for free. This program that I used to sell was $497. Now I'm just going to, I just want to give it to you ultimately because I think it can serve you. And I think if you're somebody who's trying to deal with improving your credit score right now, deal with debt management, and you want to be able to do so without reducing your lifestyle potentially and just understand all the nuances and all the kind of tips and tricks to reduce your credit score most effective way possible without going out and having to hire somebody to do it. This is going to be really beneficial for you. So what I'm going to do is give you a sneak peek really quickly into what the credit cheat sheet is all about. So I've just got it up in my Google Drive here in a sheet, and like I said, anybody that what I'll do is I'll set up a link down below, and I'll be able to give anybody access to this. All you'll have to do is go down and you can get access to it, no problem. So ultimately, you can see here, I'm just going to go through. It's been a while since I've looked at this thing, but it's really good. The bottom line is it goes through the importance of managing your credit score because let's face it, we live in a world based on credit. I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of credit. I love utilizing the and asset strategy simply because it removes your need ultimately, eventually, to have to rely on credit. Now, don't get me wrong, credit's if used properly, credit is an amazing wealth creation tool. You just have to understand how to leverage it. And a lot of people, what happens is, let's face it, they're in a situation where their credit isn't great. Maybe they had some debt, maybe they had a bankruptcy, maybe things were going on in the world in their personal life that now you're wanting to make a shift in the way you handle your finances, and your credit's kind of banged up, and maybe you're in the low 600s, upper 500s, and you want to get in the low 700s to mid 700s to be able to qualify for better rates and better programs, better opportunities to leverage when time comes. Now, here's what I know. As we go into this economic crisis that I'm pretty sure is coming, it's going to be more important that you have a good credit score, because as economic times get tight, so do lending requirements. They're going to get much tighter, much more restrictive on who they will and won't lend money to. So if you're somebody who's kind of on the cusp and you're teetering back and forth about prioritizing cleaning up your credit, this is something that I'd absolutely suggest that you do. So first things first, you need let me go here, is the master the 5 key factors to affecting your credit. So what are those 5 key factors? You got to know and manage your loan to value ratio, and you need to reduce it. I'm not going to go through this. If you want it, you can get it. Go through, download it. It's, like I said, I'm going to give it to you for free. There's no charge, no nothing. Number 2 is understand how credit inquiries affect your credit score and keep those to a minimum, right? So I don't know if you know this, but every time you go apply for a loan, whether you get approved or not, it actually hurts your credit score. And there are different ways to kind of navigate that, how many inquiries you make in certain time periods, and so on and so forth. Just check that out. Number 3 is be aware of the 3 types of credit and use them to your advantage. In order to maximize your score, you want to have a variety of types of credit, and it'll get into details in the sheet here, but you want a variety of types of credit. Just having all credit cards and whatnot is not good. If you have credit cards, if you have auto loans, if you have installment loans like a mortgage or auto loans or student loans or anything like that, and then you have credit cards on top of it, it actually shows that you are able to manage a wider range of types of credit, and that actually boosts your score. So know and manage your debt to income ratio and keep it low. So it gets into that. And then stretch out your loans to avoid landmines. And so this is going to be talking about cash flow and different strategies and tricks there. So those are understanding the 5 factors that impact your credit score. Now, let's get into the 6 steps that you can actually take to increase your credit score. This is pretty awesome. So you want to first and foremost pull your credit score and check it for errors. The reality is there are a lot of credit scores that have errors on them, just like everything else in the world right now. I don't know the statistics, but I know right now I've heard a lot of people talking that they're getting hit with errors on their credit score simply because the nature of COVID. Everybody's kind of bogged down. There's so many errors going on with banks dealing with forbearances, auto companies dealing with forbearances, every kind of loan company that's doing any kind of like specialized program to help work with people. A lot of people are falling through the cracks on that. So make sure you check the errors and then fix the credit errors, right? So make sure you actually go through, you make the submissions in the proper way. They have 30 days to fix them and go from there. Pay off your collection accounts. Now this is a tough one because sometimes when you pay it off, your score actually reduces before it bounces back up higher than it was before. So this can be tricky if you're trying to qualify for a loan on the short term and you're on the cusp of qualifying. Sometimes paying off something in collections, even though you need to do it, will drop your score and then it'll bounce back up. So just watch out for that. Once again, this will go from there. It'll go through all the nitty-gritty details. You can see I got 2 pages just on that alone. Pay down the debt. I call it the debt fountain. You want to pay down your debt. You want to increase your debt or reduce your debt to income ratio, right? So you want to make sure you have less debt, more income, more cash flow. There are different ways to do that. If you have a ton of debt, we utilize what we call the debt fountain. I've got a lot of old worksheets. If you're interested in that, you can send me an email, chris@life180. I'll get you all that stuff. I'll share it with you. Once again, this is stuff that I used to have in a program. In fact, you know what? I may launch that program again and just give people free access to it. If you are interested in seeing that, just let me know. Send me an email, chris@life180, and we'll go from there. Enjoy your new benefits, right? So this is when you do all that, you're going to end up having a higher credit score. So what's going to happen when you have a higher credit score, you're going to qualify for more. Don't use it stupidly. Use it wisely. Use your credit to acquire revenue generating assets, to acquire appreciating assets, not to go out and acquire cars and boats and stuff like that that's going to depreciate. Use it to get real estate, investment properties, other types of assets, businesses that will increase. Leverage your credit wisely. And so then once you do that, I just kind of give 3 tips on protecting your newly improved credit score. And so we go through from that, and avoid co-signing on loans, avoid combining your credit with your spouse. It's great. It's actually smart with spouses to separate their credit. That's one key note here, right? Is think about it this way. I'm going to switch this over again. Think about it this way. If you and your spouse come on hard times and you both have your credits tied together and you both sign together on your car, on your mortgage, on any credit cards, anything like that. And then times get tough. Let's face it. I mean, I'd like to say that it never gets tough for anybody, but it does from time to time, right? Especially when the economy struggles. And we go into the times that we're in right now. So if you have your finances and your credit separated, that means you can pick and choose whose credit you want to save, so to speak. And that person can then always be a cosigner or a guarantor. And so you can use both incomes, but you have the benefit of the person's higher credit score. That's a super, super important strategy to be implementing right now. And then the other thing you want to make sure you do is you want to make sure you actively, very, very frequently, I would say once every 3 months at the most, check in on your credit. Make sure there are no errors. Make sure none of that's, nothing negative is on there. Nothing that's not supposed to be there isn't there, and kind of go from there. But that's pretty much it. It's not a long video. I just wanted to kind of rip you through just talking about some of these ideas. And really the point of this video is to just kind of tell you I had this gift for you and tell you if you were interested in getting this Life 180 credit cheat sheet, if you're somebody who's going through that, it's my gift to you. And that's it. I hope it helps. I hope it serves you. If you have any questions about anything, feel free to reach out. Go out, have a blessed, inspirational day, and we'll see you soon. Take care.